It says Haval on the front of the car. And it says GWM on the back, because this is the first test car we've had and the new GWM one brand, one banner that they are now launching in South Africa to rebrand the whole range from GWM. Savvy investing is best left to the experts. And when it comes to offshore investing, it's even more important to talk to an expert. Well, Earl Don from Forexpert is the guy you should be talking to for your offshore investments. Welcome to MotorMatters, CHANGECARS and all things motoring. We attended the South African launch of the new Haval Jolion Pro very recently. Here it is on our driveway. Couple of differences which we did point out in the launch video. You can watch that as well. The Pro is a little bit bigger than the original Jolion. More importantly, slightly wider, slightly higher, but it's on a new platform. That's important to take note. Multi-link suspension all round. So they've worked on the handling, they've worked on the ride quality, things like that. But standouts are LED headlights at the front with daytime running lights. You can see on this ultra luxury top spec model, you've got the low bumper with a little scoop over there. You've even got these little detail fins over here. So they've worked on aerodynamics, they've worked on looks, they've worked on making it look kind of sporty in a lot of ways. Round the side, you are riding on 18-inch alloy wheels, silver on this one, and you get black alloys on the S model or sport model, which by the way I'll have on test straight after this one. So if that's the one you're looking for, don't worry, coming soon. You've obviously got your cladding over the wheel arches and you've got the cladding down the bottom of the doors because this is a family SUV. Black trim around the windows as well, but with a little bit of chrome. So it is kind of exactly what you'd expect. I think that's a good way of putting it. Pop open the back door. As always, driver's seat set for myself. Tons and tons of legroom in the back. I would be very happy with this amount of legroom. Headroom's good. From super luxury and ultra luxury spec levels, you get a panoramic sunroof, and over here you get 2 aircon vents and 2 USBs in the back seat as well. Something else to take note. Notice the fact that your floor is completely flat in the back. Really useful, of course, for rear passengers. You want a third passenger in the back, anything like that. It just creates more space. Obviously an advantage of front wheel drive. Now, you also get, whether it is genuine leather or leatherette, I don't care, but leather trim, nice white detailed stitching. You've got Isofix in the back for 2. All these details that are nice over there. You've even got, look in the door over here, and you'll see it in the front as well, the carbon fiber effect on the door trims. Just all very neat detailing, and that's what I'm pointing out to you, because they really are trying, perhaps not trying, succeeding to move this model upmarket. And I think that's an important feature and fact. You come around to the rear, note the light bar right across the tailgate, which has become very popular these days, I know, but it is a good feature because, of course, safety, your lighting, people behind you can see. You've also got this spoiler up at the top of the tailgate over here and diffuser effect down at the bottom. Pop open the boot, which is not electric, but really does that matter in today's world? I think if you're going to complain about that, maybe you're complaining a bit too much. Lift the board and you do have a space saver temporary spare wheel underneath there, and of course, because it's a Chinese brand, you do get a fire extinguisher there as well. Fairly high actually, but not bad. Just this shelf is a bit in my way, but about a 1 1/3 Allen boot over here, I'd call it. I think if I recall the figures from the launch, it's in the range of 400 litres. So a decent sized boot, and obviously, as you would expect, you can drop the rear seats 2/3, 1/3. Sorry, your daily gym exercise, you've got to close the tailgate yourself. Now, all the models in the Jolion and Jolion Pro range are all powered by a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine. 2 power levels, but it's only the S that gets the more powerful version. The others all get 105 kilowatts, 210 Newton meters, and another big upgrade in the new models is it's a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission driving. Cruising along on the open road in the Jolion Pro because we've come through to Hearties yet again. But why not? Because we know the road so well. And I've got to tell you, 105 kilowatts, 230 Newton meters of torque, front wheel drive, 7-speed dual clutch automatic. I think you're getting the list, aren't you? It's got pretty much everything I want. It's got a big panoramic roof over us, which, okay, I'm not opening at the moment, but it doesn't matter. And it's got a great big touch screen over here. Now, what is quite interesting is always comment on what's on the touch screen and what isn't. There are some buttons for the aircon system below the touch screen, but in order to adjust fan speed, temperature, etc., you've got to go into the screen. Now, I'm still slowly getting used to it, but I still would prefer to have all of the controls for the aircon system down there, but I'm being picky. What it does have that a lot of people will enjoy is, of course, your pedals on the steering wheel for the 7-speed dual clutch auto, and it just has a good solid feel to it. The nice thing about the market positioning of the Jolion Pro is the fact that it's bigger than crossover SUVs. It's more a family SUV, but price-wise, of course, it is so very, very competitive. Looks good as well, by the way, but you'll see that when we show you the outside, so don't worry about that. But overall, I must say, nice relaxed cruise, which we're taking on a Sunday for a change.
Hello, my name is Michael. I'm the owner of CHANGECARS and the host of the TV show All Things Motoring. I have one mission, and that is to make a difference to the motoring public. Making a difference how? Making sure that you have safe options, making sure that you have knowledge. In that regard, it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to work with Alan Rosenmeyer of MotorMatters. The man with a hat, I'm the man with no hat, he's the man with the knowledge. Thank you for watching.
Jumping in behind the wheel, you've got your, what's really expected these days, of course, your TFT digital instrumentation, which gives you all the information you want. Now you can see we've done 295 kilometers so far on this test, and we are showing an average of 8.2 liters per 100. Now, I have not treated this as an economy drive in any way. I've not treated it in any way looking for fuel consumption, so it's okay. And I will tell you, this is the kind of figure that I think you could expect as an owner of this car. So I think it's quite fair. I don't think there's any problem there whatsoever. You can't see now, but there is a heads-up display as well in the ultra luxury version, and the ultra luxury version also gives you paddles for the gearbox behind the steering wheel if you want to use them. I don't know, I keep telling you they're not important to me, but you've got, again, soft touch over here. It's just a very, very neat all-round package that you get. There's even down here, there's some buttons which I can't really show on the camera right now, but a hill descent control and one or two other things as well. You've of course got your cruise control. You've got everything like that, as well as you would expect from a car like this. In the center, you've got a nice big 10-inch touchscreen, which really works well, works effectively, links to Android Auto very, very nicely through a cable, which I'll show you where the USBs are just now. But what you've got that's really nice on, of course, the ultra luxury in particular, is all of this. Now, this is where differences between super luxury and ultra luxury come in. You don't get the forward assist, you don't get the traffic, you don't get one or two of those. You can see comfort settings. Look at this. You don't get all of these on the super luxury. HUD, the heads up, seat setting, light setting. I think you're seeing what I'm telling you is look at all these different settings. You've also got multi-modes, sport mode, eco mode, etc. You've got all of this. Now, what ultra luxury also gives you is a lot of the safety. And that's so important in my book, is a lot of the safety spec, the blind spot warning, the lane assist, etc., that you don't get. That's where the differences are between super and ultra. And I'm trying to point that out to you because I think it is really important. I think that one little complaint I have is, for example, To adjust temperature and fan, you've got to go into the screen over here, although you can switch the aircon on and off over there, and front and rear demisters, but not the fan or the aircon temperature. Just a bit of an anomaly, I think. But now what you also get on the screen on the Ultra Luxury is when I stick it into reverse, you get the overhead and 360 cameras, which again, you don't get in the Super Luxury. So I think you understand what I'm telling you. Big thing, just trying to show you differences between the different spec levels. But that's what I think is important. I've shown you there, those buttons over there. There's also a park assist system over there, which, there you go. I haven't used it at all, I must be honest. I don't use those, I think you know me by now. But it's there, it's available if you wanted it. So just to keep in mind. Come down over here, you've got an inductive charging pad, which is useful and nice. You've got the rotary gear knob, which is effective because in automatic cars, really, what more do you need? And you've got the electronic parking brake, and of course you can switch out the stop-start, which isn't that obtrusive in this car. Fortunately, I quite like the fact. You've also got the double-decker center console over here, and your USBs are down there. Something else that I've noticed on some of the Chinese-built cars as well, I won't show it to you on the camera right now, but there's actually a USB up here, behind the rear view mirror, which is actually for a dash cam. Something that I've seen on some of the cars lately. Quite useful, it's just over there. Panoramic sunroof I've told you about, and something else that is really nice is electric seats, driver's seat, passenger seat has electric adjustment as well, but no height adjustment, which is quite interesting. Forward and aft, and backrest, whatever, but no height. But anyway, dashboard is nice, it looks good. You've got that carbon fiber effect, you've got, I don't know what you want to call it, but it looks neat, the multi-layers, and of course the stitching. All really looking classy. So overall, Jolion Pro, Super Lux or Ultra Lux, well, that's a choice I'd leave to you. There's about a 40,000 Rand price difference, from 425 to 462. There's the price of the car, I'm telling you. Now, it's up to you which one you want. I've shown you a couple of extra features. You know me? Safety, safety, safety. I would go up to the Ultra Lux. But that's something you must think about for yourself. But overall, it's no surprise to me that the Jolion range has been such a success for GWM in South Africa. And I predict it's going to continue. Yes, they're competitors. But when you look at the competitors on pure price, compare size as well, because maybe space comes into it with some of the competitors. Interesting choices we have, but what a pleasure having choices. For MotorMatters, Change Cars, and all things motoring, I'm Alan R, and I'll see you next time.